so soon? Yep, this is my second video today, my fourth of the weekend. I guess I'm just in the mood for that, I guess. So I'm just going to check out real quick what's making the dowsing machine ping. I'm going to assume it's something in that tower over there. And it is a hard scale. Oh, just like on those sea routes near Nuvema. So, we're going to start this off today with a tip that I got from Current Leaf regarding the latest AwkwardZombie strip. I'm going to post a link to it in the movie description, and the reason for that is because it's awfully similar to a comment that I made during my Wind Waker Let's Play that I'm also going to link in the movie description. The exact moment, since I figured out how to link to a specific moment in a video. It's very cool functionality by YouTube. Doesn't make up for all the time they shat on their own layout, but still fairly useful function nonetheless. And I took a look at the archives of AwkwardZombie for fun, and there was another strip about the Iron Boots that was, once again, awfully close. It's sort of a variant on something that I said during my Ocarina of Time LP, and there were only a few weeks between the two. So, once again, that's going to be some more links in the movie description if you want to check that out. So, yeah, actually pretty weird. Now, I'm just going to change my lead real quick. I'm going to go with Jellicent, I guess. I guess since GOLETT is the most common Pokemon in this place, so Jellicent should be able to take care of it alright. So, as I was saying, pretty awesome coincidence. At least I think that's a coincidence. I don't think the author of AwkwardZombie actually watches my stuff. Though, I guess we might know for certain if we... oh crap! Bad choice! Bad life choice, sending Jellicent in the lead. I guess I'm gonna have to go for something else, because considering that Druddigon is... well, maybe it's my memory playing tricks on me, but I remember it being not quite a very rare encounter, so I'm gonna go with Excadrill, I guess. When you need that extra boost in power, always trust Excadrill, I suppose. So, yeah, as I was about to say, stop interrupting me, game! I'm trying to talk to my viewers! Is something going wild at the top of the tower? Well, yeah, it's the Pokemon that's all about the truth, apparently, and interruption after interruption after interruption. Wonderful. You can walk on the fallen columns. I'm going after Team Plasma. Well, I guess you could sort of figure out after seeing that there's an item on one of these columns. But, yeah, I was about to say, before the first interruption, that I guess we're going to know for sure if that's a coincidence, because if we see in the next few weeks a strip about how black shoes they only appear in places with bright light, or better yet, how a little girl can develop Stockholm Syndrome towards a giant pig demon with a halberd, then I guess we'll know for sure that it's not a coincidence. But right now, I would sooner chalk it up to, entirely a coincidence. And before the second interruption, I was about to say that I got a few replies regarding the whole truths and ideals theme going with Reshiram and Zekrom, and it seems like everybody's got a different answer, which can mean one of two things. Either it's the most brilliant thing ever, since it can mean all those things all at once, or they just picked two random words out of a dictionary, and we're just left trying to make sense of this mess in ways that don't really make that much logical sense. And at the end of the video, I shouldn't have joked about running into random battles every 2 steps, because guess what's happening right now? Yep, GOLETT after GOLETT after GOLETT after GOLETT, and here we go again. I'm going to have all my PP for Earthquake drained by the time I am by the time I leave this room, and I'm sort of starting to wonder if GOLETT isn't the only Pokemon we can run into here, which means I could have kept Jellicent in the lead, but I'm recording. It's too late to check the Poke Earth now, so I'm gonna stick with Excadrill anyway because it's doing a good enough job at killing them all. But anyway, seeing GOLETT reminds me that I should get to talking about the new Pokemon in this place, and GOLETT is one of them. It and its evolution, Golurk, are notable for one thing and one thing only. They can fly! They don't look like they can fly, they don't look like they could fly, but they do. Their typing is Ghost Ground, which is absolutely unique. Nothing else has it, but they can fly. And imagining that is the most awesome thing ever. Otherwise, Golurk competitively, it looks fairly interesting, but unfortunately it's stuck in the no man's land of never used, even though it has a few things going for it. As I said, Ghost Ground is a completely unique typing. Unfortunately, it's weak to a lot of common types, such as Ghost, Dark, Water, Grass, but for the record, it's also immune to Fighting and Electric, which it at least gives it a niche as a spin blocker in the lower tiers, I suppose. The most amazing thing it has going for it, is its amazing physical move pool. In fact, the only thing that's really missing is a really powerful ghost physical move. And I'm just going to change my lead because I'm almost out of Earthquake PP, and I want to save the last one just in case. Yes, I ran into 9 Goletts in this room alone. At least I'm almost done, and I didn't run into any on my last rush, which is okay, I guess. So, oh great, some more of these puzzles because we didn't have enough in the Tin Tower. At least they don't look nearly as challenging as in the Tin Tower, so I guess we're okay with that. So, yeah, I was talking about Golurk's physical move pool. Great move pool that goes well with its Iron Fist ability. It's got No Guard as well, but unfortunately Machamp is just so much better at that. Nonetheless, if you want, in rarely used or never used, something that can use No Guard Dynamic Punch, Golurk should be your go-to guy, even though it doesn't get stab on it. Anyway, we made it. Oh, what a complete bother. Talk about a catchphrase. He says that all the freaking time. I probably should have counted the amount of times he says bother in this game because it's really starting to bother me, actually. Anyway, they're like 7 grunts, and Bryson and Sharon are enough to stun them all into oblivion, which goes to show just how weak your standard issue villainous team grunts actually are. 2 on 7 and they utterly get their asses kicked, and the player character, for a change, isn't even one of the 2. So yeah, back to Golurk for a minute. The only thing it really lacks is stats. I mean, its bulk is average, it's got great attack, its speed is on the low end, however, but that physical move pool, man, just amazing. I think Golurk is what Bayonet wanted to be all along, because Bayonet is just absolutely horrible with a physical move pool that consists of almost entirely Ghost and Dark moves, which overlap for the most part. So, yeah, it just goes to show just how bad Bayonet is, that, Golurk is never used, and it's still so much better than the Bayonet, it actually hurts. The other new Pokemon that we can run into in this place, well, we already met it, it's Druddigon, which is... it's a weak sauce Haxorus, there's no other way to put it. Of course, it sort of explains why you can find it in the wild that way, because can you imagine finding a wild Haxorus? That shit would be scary! But enough about that, back to Druddigon. It's the second worst fully evolved dragon in the game, and for good reason. It's just that the stats aren't quite there. Sure, it's a bit bulkier than Haxorus, But the attack stat is quite a bit lower. It's just awesome instead of holy shit, I'm going to die. And the speed has to be the biggest downfall of all, because whereas Haxorus has speed, that is good, but not quite good enough. Drudigon is in the godly in Trick Room speed bracket. So, yeah, despite these shortcomings, it is rarely used, mostly because there aren't many dragons allowed in rarely used to begin with. Even, you know, stuff like Kingdraw that's really affected by the Swift Swim embargo in Overused, and that doesn't even have access to a Drizzle partner in Underused, it still manages to perform very well in the Underused tier. So, yeah, the OP type really is stacked, and unfortunately Drudigon just can't take advantage of it because of those stats that just not quite good enough, especially that absolutely abysmal speed. It does deliver in some other aspects, though, such as its abilities. It has Sheer Force, and Black and White 2 gave it access to Fire Punch and Thunder Punch, which are a definite improvement over their Fang counterparts. And otherwise, it's got stuff like Dragon Claw, Sucker Punch. It's got Earthquake, but it doesn't have Stone Edge. It does have Rock Slide, however, so it's one of those Pokemon that has access to Rock Slide, but not Stone Edge. So in the end, Drudigon is a lot like a GameFAQs moderator. Both exist, no question about that, but rumors that either one actually ever did anything should never be taken seriously. And while I'm making fun of GameFAQs, I don't know if you've noticed, but they have a new feature on their front page, which is, the most popular forum threads, which really sort of backfired. I don't know what the intent was. I don't know if it was supposed to showcase what kind of community they had, but one thing's for certain. When it comes to GameFAQs, you want to hide your community as much as humanly possible. I mean, look at most of the threads that find their way onto that popular list. Either they're outright troll threads that wouldn't last 5 seconds on any other site, or they're stupid games like pick a random number and something happens. So, yeah, it gives you a real good look into the intellectual prowess of your average GameFAQs forum goer. And this is why you don't let GoNad design your homepage. This also goes for YouTube, by the way. I keep hearing stuff about new functionality in either the front page or the channel page. I don't really remember which, but I haven't seen any changes yet. But it always seems to happen that way, that I'm always among the last to see those changes, which I guess is good considering when YouTube changes something, it's not always for the better, but I already mentioned that near the beginning of this video, so it's gotta be some kind of new records, me making fun of YouTube in 2 different instances in the same video. So, yeah, this reminds me, I haven't run into any wild Pokemon at all in this room, and this is a pretty long one to boot, so, well, at least that's that I think I've seen enough Goletts for the day, but we're heading into the next room right now. I'll admit my memory's a bit foggy, even though I've been here not all that long ago in Black and White 2, though, well, these are 2 different games. I'm gonna go with Lilligant in the lead because, well, once again, I think I'm pretty much done with random encounters, at least with Drudigons. If there are any, I expect them to mostly be Goletts. Oh, yeah, this room. Now I sort of remember it. There are a few items scattered all over this place, and you know me, I simply have to try and get them all, which means I'm going to fail miserably for 10 minutes before I move on to the next room. Maybe even more if there are random battles, which doesn't look like there are any. So, how am I supposed to, Oh crap, I'm an idiot. I could have grabbed that item. So I guess this is gonna have to wait until next time. Sorry, but you know how this goes. I suck at these puzzles.